I made a video about a year ago about how my life has changed, and people watching that always ask, but what did you do? Like what happened? What actually changed? What was the breakthrough? Because I really do believe that the inner world is a reflection of the outer world, and the outer world is a reflection of the inner world. So there are two things that are really key and important when it comes to success or whatever it is that you wanted to get in your life. The first one is your programming, right? It's your programming. The second one is the skill set that you actually need to get that done, right? Because if you don't know how to drive a Formula 1 car, you're gonna have to learn how to drive it, right? That's one thing. But if you do not believe that you can succeed in becoming the best, like Michael, and if you do not believe in yourself that you can actually succeed on becoming the best Formula 1 driver, then your belief system is gonna hold you back. So there are always these two things that are important when it comes to anything in our lives. But in this video, I'm gonna be talking about the first one, which is our belief system or our programming. And in this one, we have two things. The first one is what we call the 3 levels of the mind. And these 3 levels of the mind, you have the unconscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the unconscious mind. And the second thing is your genetic. The genetic is very important. Many people don't talk about it because if you actually know how much your genetic plays in your life, many people will now start to understand why, no matter what they do, it doesn't work. What is genetic? I'm not going to dive too deep on that, but you see me, for example, I am black, right? That's because of my genetic. So genetic is something that's already inside of me even before I am born. And part of success is genetic. Like I said, I'm not gonna go into that in this video. If you want to know about that, we can talk, but that's really important to understand. And the second one is called the 3 levels of the mind, like I said, or also the first 7 years of your life, the way you have been programmed as a child in your first 7 years. And like I said, many people focus on your subconscious mind because they think, oh, you only have the conscious and subconscious. They always say, oh, I'm working on my subconscious. Oh, I'm working on my subconscious. But they unconsciously always say, oh, I'm so unconscious, I'm doing these things, right? So we limit ourselves to the subconscious because we think that that's the most important one. But the most important one here is your unconscious mind. And unless you actually do the reprogramming or to reprogram those first 7 years of your life, because your unconscious mind is your first 7 years. So anything that has happened to you in your first 7 years, that's what formed your unconscious mind. And unfortunately for us, we have been abused, either physically or morally. We have received some sort of abuse. And also, unless you have been around very successful and wealthy people as a child, it will definitely be difficult for you, or most of the time impossible, to actually develop those characters later on. Because after 7 years, the older we get, the harder it becomes to learn new things. And sometimes it's just impossible. That's why they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. It comes from somewhere. And after that, there's then something called overconfidence. I'm not going to say ego, because when you say ego, everyone is going to say, no, I don't have ego. But this one is called overconfidence, because many times we self-sabotage ourselves because we think that, oh, I can do it. But the reality is that, or something that we never ask ourselves, which is something that I had to do in order for me to move forward, is to ask myself, okay, I see what I'm doing. How long have I been doing this, and what are the results that I am getting? Like I said, this is really for those who want results in their lives. So if you are just a spiritual person and say, no, the only thing that matters for me is my inner world, then that's fine. Then this is probably not for you. But if you are someone who says, yes, I want to work on my inner self, my spiritual self, and also get some result in the physical world, then this is for you. So like I said, many times we keep on doing the same thing over and over again, and we never question it. The reality or the truth is probably that whatever it is that you're doing, it's not working the way you think it is. And because we have that overconfidence, we do not want to question it. But if you do not question it, you're going to be spending time on what we call time looping. It's just about doing the same thing over and over again and never actually getting to the finish line. For example, your overconfidence right now is going to tell you, no, I know that stuff. I know that I can do it. But really sit down by yourself and write down, okay, how long long have I been doing this? And how has it worked out for me? Because if you're not where you're wanting to be, that means something may not be working the way you think it is. And because those are then the things that need to be questioned in order for you to actually go to the finish line. Like I said, the first one, you have your genetic. The second one, you have the first 7 years of your life. And the third one is your overconfidence. You thinking that, oh, I know it all. I can do it myself. Those are the things that are going to stop you to actually go to where you're wanting to be. And like I said, what we actually do is to help you to reprogram your unconscious mind. And by doing that, we then help you change your genetic. Like I said, I don't want to go into that one here because not many people are actually open to understand or to hear about it. But if you want to know how you yourself can reprogram your unconscious mind and then change your genetics so that you can actually start seeing the result that you're wanting to have in your life, then answer back or text me back. I don't know how you got this video, or either you saw it on my Facebook or on my YouTube channel. Text me back so that I can share what I do, what has helped me to become financially free. So if you want to know more about it, let me know, and we can go from there on. Bye bye.